But I just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, all the elected officials, all the candidates that are running. Please see how important this is to the residents and to the families and friends that stand around you today. We can continue to improve what we're doing, how we're doing it. This shouldn't be a stigma. This shouldn't be embarrassment. This shouldn't be something you don't want to talk about. This should be something we do talk about. We talk about it with our kids. We explain to them what the situation is. We educate them so they don't have to learn the hard way. And don't kid yourself. Whatever you're not teaching your kids, they're learning. So why not be the leader and the teacher in this movement to make sure we're doing everything we can to continue to keep this in the forefront. As you drive around our town, drive by town halls, Chesapeake Beach, you'll see the purple light bulbs. Next year we're going to see more. Following year we're going to see more. We're going to continue to combine, to grow together, to hold hands, to fight this crisis. We have a couple speakers tonight. But what I'd like to read first is a proclamation. The town of North Beach, Maryland observes International Overdose Awareness Day 2021. Whereas International Overdose Awareness Day is recognized globally on August 31st to raise awareness about the risk of overdosing, honor the individuals whose lives have been lost from overdosing, and acknowledge the grief left by families, friends, communities, and whereas International Overdose Awareness Day aims to publicly challenge the stigma associated with substance use disorder and overdosing, and whereas 2020 approximately 2,761 Marylanders died from a drug overdose according to the Center for Disease Control. Every person deserves our best to prevent injury and death from overdose. And it is imperative to support overdose prevention policies and projects and to help make sure everyone understands overdose is a social issue which impacts the victims, families, and communities. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Benton, Mayor of the town of North Beach, Maryland, do hereby proclaim August 31st, 2021 as International Overdose Awareness Day in the town of North Beach. Woo! I'd like to go ahead and bring up our fellow mayor, our neighbor, Mayor Pat Irish Mahoney.
I asked Mayor Benton if he would look at my speech. Apparently he memorized it and said it for me. So, thanks, Mike. As Mike said, I just want to thank everybody for coming here and realizing, though, the talk of the nation and the world is about the pandemic that we're in, but this epidemic that we're talking about now, it was here before COVID, it's here during COVID, and it'll be here after COVID. And we cannot forget that, and we have to keep our awareness at the top of our list. I do want to thank Keith Bardick and all the members of the Twin Beach Opioid Abuse Awareness Committee. Thanks for setting up and thanks for doing all of this. Before I leave, I want to recognize and say a few words about Senator Michael Jackson. He's not here, he's ill, but he sends his regrets, but it was a good senator who championed and sponsored legislation up in Annapolis this winter to declare August the 31st a Maryland Day, an official day of Maryland, and to have the Maryland flag fly at half-mast. Because of the shortened session, we weren't able to get this passed. He is going to champion it again next year, and I'm sure it'll fly right through. So it's really a shame he couldn't be here, but on his behalf and mine and the town of Chesapeake Beach, I just want to thank everybody, so much. We've came a long way, but the battle's not done. So thanks again. I'd like to bring up now Captain Dave Payne from the Calvert County Sheriff's Office.
Good evening. Senator couldn't be here, so they sent me instead. I told the mayor I might need to borrow his glasses because mine are dirty. They didn't do that before. But in all seriousness, I'd like to thank the two mayors for coming out here. They bring a little bit of community leaders coming. They bring some importance to the event. In addition, I see there's a lot of other people here that are leaders in the community. It's good that they come out here and again bring some importance to this event. I know this is an international event. If you didn't know that, this is International Awareness Day. But it's a grassroots movement here that has really come together. I'd like to thank Sandy Mattingly. I know she's been thanked a couple times, but if it wasn't for her 157 emails to me about being here, I might not be here. So she stays on task. If you know her, if you don't know her, please make it a point to meet her tonight. She is a very good woman. My name's Captain Dave Payne, as I said. Most of you know me. A lot of you know me as from the Sheriff's Office. I do a lot of overdose events and a lot of overdose things and go on overdoses, and I've been around overdoses professionally for a long time. What a lot of people don't realize is I've also been around overdoses personally. Friends, family, that type of thing. There's some of you here today, as a matter of fact. Those are personal to me. So I take this, I'm very passionate about this kind of stuff. In a few minutes, we're going to read some names. We're going to read some names of people we lost over this past year, some loved ones. I've seen the names on the records. I've seen them on Excel sheets. I've seen them on reports. All these guys over here, we sat around in a room and we've talked about the names and we've done all that. We've come up with the stats and we figured out where people are from and they can tell you the average age of a person. They can do all of that. To me, that's important. It's important for us to try to figure out how to reduce this thing and fight this thing, all of that. But more importantly, when we sit down, I start looking at those names, I start thinking of the people that aren't on that list. People that are here, the mothers, the fathers, the sisters, the grandfathers, the co-workers, neighbors, that type of thing. They're not on that list. And then I start to think, what was the story? How did it start? It started somewhere, right? It started somewhere. As a little kid, they didn't start out and grow up and say, hey, I'm going to have an overdose one day. They didn't do that. But everyone here has a story. Everyone who's overdosed has a story. So I asked myself, where did it start? Were they aware? Were they aware of the resources or the lack of resources? Were they aware there's people around them with the same troubles? Were they aware of those things? A lot of times we learn afterwards that maybe they were a little bit, or we piece it together and figure it out. But a lot of times it's too late. Talked to a lot of people in the community. I talked to a lot of you. We talked about overdoses. I can figure it out quickly. You're either one or two people. You either have your head in the sand, or you know what's going on, and there's an epidemic going on here. I do my best when I meet those people to educate them. I ask that you do that. I ask that these people here do that when you leave here. When you talk to people, you figure out who they are. If they don't know, educate them. If they do know, reduce the stigma. Let them go away better than when they came from that conversation. Events like this are certainly going to help with that fight, but there's a lot more to do. I want to thank you again for having me. Know you're not alone. There's people here. Look around. Your friends, neighbors. I think everybody in our community knows somebody, or at least knows somebody that knows somebody that's affected by this. Look around. There is power in we, and I hope that we continue this fight. Thank you.
I'd like to go ahead and bring up Sandy Mattingly, who's the president of Positive Vibes and a member of the Twin Beach Abuse Awareness Committee. She's going to do the reading of the names in honor of the memory of loved ones lost.
Hello, can you all hear me? Yes. Okay. I didn't expect to be up here this early. I wanted to wait until it got a little bit darker. Everybody crack your glow stick now, so hopefully it'll turn purple. My name is Sandy Mattingly, and I lost my son to a drug overdose. It's been 3.5 years, and there isn't a day that goes by that I don't think of him and I miss him. In addition to recognizing this day to bring about awareness that overdose is preventable and does not discriminate, we must also acknowledge the grief of many families and friends that this epidemic has left in its wake. Our lives have been changed forever. The stigma, the shame, and the denial must come to an end in order to save future lives. I applaud all of you who stand here with me this evening for your strength, your courage, your bravery to support this awareness as we pay tribute in honor and memory of those who have left us too soon due to overdose. Lives lost to overdose is unacceptable, and we will not let your deaths be in vain. You were so much more than your misled choices, your substance use disorders, and your addictions. You were sons, daughters, brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers, family, friends. You will always be loved and never forgotten because your life mattered. All lives matter. This reading of names is going to be by sunset year. And I'm going to begin with sunset year 1990. Sunset year 1990, Dennis Lee Sr., Forestville, Maryland, forever 28. Sunset year 2010, Rose Ann D'Agostino, forever 47. Sunset year 2013, Jacob Patty, St. Leonard, Maryland, forever 23. Aaron Brown, forever 22. Sunset year 2014, Shannon Marie Kirk, Chesapeake Beach, Maryland, forever 31. Sunset year 2015, Barry Andrew Garner III, known as Chubby, Clinton, Maryland, forever 25. Martin Newberger, Chesapeake Beach, Maryland, forever 27. Sunset year 2016, Amber Nicole Boyd, forever 22. Sunset year 2017, Stephen Harold Smith, Lusby, Maryland, forever 26. Christopher Gates, Huntingtown, Maryland, forever 29. Ryan Patrick Sullivan, forever 29. Morgan Ross, forever 20. Tyler Stanhope, Huntingtown, Maryland, forever 21. Scott Roberts, St. Mary's County, forever 39. Matthew J. Adams, Halifax, Massachusetts, forever 37. Heather Cripps, Plymouth, Massachusetts, forever 42. Yvonne Wichard, St. Mary's County, forever 43. 2018, Chase B. Mattingly, Chesapeake Beach, forever 21. Christopher James Parker, Hughesville, Maryland, forever 24. Timothy Perego, Edgewater, Maryland, forever 31. Sarah Hoyle, Pasadena, Maryland, forever 30. James Norwood Bryant Jr., known as Jimbo, Baltimore, forever 39. Robert Starling, Owings, Maryland, forever 24. Robbie Buckmaster, known as Buck, Owings, Owings, Maryland, Forever 38. Sunset Year 2019. Stephen Ortega, Bronx, New York, Forever 35. Katie Aquino, Frederick, Maryland, Forever 20. Charlie Simmons III, Lusby, Maryland, Forever 32. Sunset Year 2020. Zachary Skywalker, North Beach, Maryland, Forever 27. James Reed Jr., known as Georgie, Kent Island, Maryland, Forever 31. Brandon Hawes, I guess it's Hawes Boyd, Owings, Maryland, Forever 27. Jenny Lynn McDaniel, Prince Frederick, Maryland, Forever 32. Ryan E. Massaro, Leonardtown, Maryland, Forever 32. Alyssa Marie Hall, Forever 32. Shelby Marquis, Waldorf, Forever 26. Sunset Year 2021. Jennifer Curry, Prince Frederick, Maryland, Forever 29. Christy Boswell, Mechanicsville, Forever 31. Quade Irving, Chesapeake Beach, Maryland, Forever 26. Brian Charles Jackson, Hughesville, Forever 26. Brian Jackson, Shadyside, Maryland, Forever 43. Sarah Catherine Poole, Lusby, Forever 32. Shannon Lee, and then I have about half a dozen names that I don't have cities or sunset years. Ray Johnson, Sarah Catherine Poole, Andy Mattingly, Raymond Knight, and Kyle Cranford. These are just the names that were registered on the platform for this particular Glow Vigil. But as we all know, there are hundreds of thousands more. Let's all just take a moment of silence in honor of all of those that we have lost. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. We're going to go ahead and bring up Keith Pardick, council member of Chesapeake Beach, but more importantly, the chair of the Twin Beach Opiate Abuse Awareness Committee. And he's going to move us into the Memorial Walk over towards Sunrise Garden and let us know what we're doing next. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I want to just start by thanking you all for coming out here and supporting this event. That was a heart-wrenching reading. So many needless deaths. And I think it just really brought home to me once again how this epidemic has touched so many of us in the worst way possible, and yet there's the majority of us who are still struggling to come to grips that this is even a problem. And so I think it's events like this that'll help this legislation. We see a lot more of it in the news. I'm very thankful for, and this is why we started our committee 6 years ago, is to try to raise awareness about this issue, try to get people the help they need before it ends in the loss of a life. So with that, I just want to also thank our speakers tonight, Captain Dave Payne, our two mayors, Pat Mahoney, Mike Benton. I would also want to thank the individuals who make up the Twin Cities Opioid Abuse Awareness Committee for all their efforts in pulling this together and all their efforts over the last year. And I'm just going to read off their names: Jane Bennett, Candace D'Agostino, Andrew Lycurgo, Sandy Mattingly, of course, Anita Ray, Detective Nick Buckler, Andrea McDonald Finland, Mary Rock, and Kathy Queen. So thank you so much for all your help. And also, our committee is really a coalition, and it's comprised of town citizens, and I invite any of you who would like to join. And I wanted to recognize those organizations that are part of our coalition, and they are the Calvert Alliance Against Substance Abuse, the Calvert County Health Department, Behavioral Health Unit, the Local Behavioral Health Authority, the Prevention Services and Recovery Support Units, the Calvert County Sheriff's Office, Emmanuel Church Celebrate Recovery, and Positive Vibes. So at this point, you've already cracked your glow sticks. So I want to invite you to proceed down the boardwalk just past the pink condos here, and you will find the Sunrise Gardens. And there is the Lost Souls exhibit that is set up there in memory of some of the individuals lost. So thank you again for coming. And one other thing, my apologies. We do have some resource providers who are going to be standing down there by a table. If you have any questions about recovery services, prevention services, counseling support, we also have the mobile crisis unit here. So if you have any questions for them, do please, stop by and get whatever information you need. And the individuals, or I should say the organizations that are here, are the Calvert County Behavioral Health Unit, their recovery support, the mobile crisis team, the Calvert Alliance Against Substance Abuse, Emmanuel Church Celebrate Recovery, Narcotics Anonymous, and Avenues Recovery Center. So they'll be identifying themselves as you're walking into the park if you would like to speak with any of them, and go up to that table that's there as well. So, all right, thank you very much, and you have a great evening.